Hey guys, this is going to be a video on the Super Bowl, what my predictions are, and what I think of the playoffs so far. So there was some controversial um, calls made a couple of times, and that pertains to one of the teams that's inside the Super Bowl. Um, So the Super Bowl is going to be the Eagles versus the Chiefs. So the Chiefs are kind of the one that's been very controversial recently, and there's a couple of reasons why. So throughout the season, there has been calls that have appeared, at least to the fans, have gone the Chiefs' way. I do understand, and I kind of do agree on some of those calls that were made. It definitely seemed a little suspicious, but not all of them were. Some of those were blown out of proportion, and this is the other thing: the refs are not going to get it right all the time. However, with that being said, this day and age, with NFL reviewing a lot of the calls that are made, the flags, this should not be as big of an issue, and a lot of the fans feel that way. So there's that. But getting into the whole Super Bowl and who I think is going to do well and what what I think will happen and who am I picking as the better team. So with the Chiefs, they have kind of stumbled their way through games. They have played close in pretty much every game, barely winning. And if they lost, which they have, it's been relatively somewhat of a close loss. Looking at the scores from the past, let me get this back up. It's been pretty close. So the Chiefs barely beat the Bills, and then looking at the Chiefs throughout the regular season, yeah, they've barely beat the Texans. They've easily won against or lost against the Broncos. That was just a shocker. The Chiefs were just absolutely terrible. But when you look at like the other games that the Chiefs lost, they barely lost to the Bills, and now they have beaten the Bills. And there were some calls that were made. The fourth down conversion, which it at least to me and a lot of other fans appeared that Josh Allen got the first down. He should have gotten the first down, and one of the refs called it as a first down. The other ref did not, and that's a little suspicious. And I agree. I think that it's very suspicious myself. So there is a lot of speculation on that as well. With that being said, looking at how the Eagles have been doing, the Eagles have been amazing. They have won against the Commanders, 55-23, very one-sided, and that was the championship, the NFL conference championship game. Shaquille Barkley just completely dominated the game. Hurts played well. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith were great. And, it just was all around just very, very dominant. The game was close at the very beginning, and the Eagles just put it into second gear in the second half of the game, and they just took over at that point. And they've had one heck of a season. So the Eagles, they have played a lot of games that were either very one-sided or they've been close, and a lot of those ones they've had struggles with, and they either barely win or they lose. And one of the things that I was a little worrisome was the drama going on in the locker room. AJ Brown was very vocal about how Jalen Hurts' passing was not that great, and he was very vocal about it. And it could have gone two different ways. It could have been absolutely terrible and detrimental, which I feared, especially with having Devontae Smith on my fantasy team. I was a little worried about that. And then it could have been a great, and it ended up being great. It just lit a spark in the locker room, and now they're playing fantastic. They definitely deserve the win, and they have proven that they are a Super Bowl contending team. I think that they can win, and I am going to be putting in as my prediction that the Eagles win. I don't think that you can go with the Chiefs as winning because they just have been barely getting through. They are a team that have not been necessarily dominating. They have had tons of injuries. They've had very, very lucky situations that they have helped them get out of bad situations. And they kind of just are. It's kind of the team that you're waiting for them really to fall. And they should have fallen in a couple of other games where calls have gone their way and has been very favorable. And I hate saying it that way. I don't like watching sports where it comes down to the refs and the refs taking the game away. This has happened in every sport, just about. And the Eagles, I think they can win. The one thing is they have to have a very good lead in order to win this game. I think if it's close, you're playing a coin toss game. It can go 50-50, and when it's 50-50, then the refs are the factor. And if you're the Chiefs, I would say, as a Chiefs fan, I want this game to be close. That's really what it is. If the game is close, the Chiefs can absolutely win. But if the game gets out of hand and the Eagles are doing well, then yeah, it's going to be an Eagles win. So that's my prediction, and I hope that y'all are going to be watching it, because I've heard that there's a lot of people not necessarily watching the Super Bowl. I'll be watching it. I think it's going to be very fun and exciting. And I mean, I don't have any. There's no team that I really want to win versus the other. It's not, my team's not in, so I'll be kind of enjoying the game as it is. But yeah, I'm going to be picking the Eagles, and I hope that the Eagles win. Anyways, hope y'all have a great day. Let me know who you guys are going to be choosing in the Super Bowl, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.